Good evening. Now, if you're ready to begin maintaining healthy relationships within the workplace by implementing the five languages that I shared with you the other day, this is how. The first one, respect. Now, regardless of your title, respect is very important. Respect one another in the way you speak to one another, the things that you say, how you treat one another. Respect has to be there. When there is no violations within the circle or the environment, then there is a level of understanding there. Because there's a level of understanding, even if there are disagreements, which there will be disagreements, because the respect is there, because the understanding is there, then the matters will be resolved both maturely and professionally. The second thing is honesty. Now, honesty is very important because trust has to be in the relationships, period. So, truthfulness, we have to talk about that because I know you've heard little white lies. A lie is a lie. If I can't take you at your word, if someone can't take you at your word, then you can't be trusted. And that's very important because when we're talking about healthiness, trust has to be there. I have to know that you have my best interests at heart. I must know that you're not going to stab me in my back. I must know that you're not going to talk about me behind my back because all of that create unhealthiness within the environment. And there are other various factors as well when we're speaking about trust. But honesty, you have to be an honest person. Now, the third thing, change. Now, when it comes down to the workplace, there is always going to be some changes or another. Now, management is very important for you to understand communication is key because now the company is a vehicle. There's a destination. There's goals in place, right? So the company is headed somewhere. It's going somewhere. Now, when there's things start to go haywire, when things begin to get crazy, things start to get really rocky, when there's no communication or transparency between you and your team members, odds are they like, I didn't sign up for this. Like they are ready to abort the mission. So when you paint the picture, letting them know, informing them of, hey, this is where we're going. Along the way, when we encounter things, they have a choice whether they're going to stick it out or leave. They have a right. So when that communication is there, when the understanding is there of this is where we're going, it's not going to be easy, but we're going to get there. We make a choice on if we're going to stay or if we're going to go, right? Now, employees, you have to understand because there's going to be changes in the process, you have to be patient, you have to be flexible, you have to be understanding because it's going to take a little bit of time depending on what that change is that we're looking at. Now, the fourth thing is dependability. Now, when it comes to dependability, trust is a factor with that as well. We Management need to depend on us to be at work every day, show up, putting our best foot forward, making sure that while we're there, we're going to handle our business. Like that's a level of trust. So when it comes down to dependability on both ends, because management, we look at you as our advocate, right? Because we don't have the luxury of having sit downs with your manager like that, like you do, right? And that's fine. But we need to know that whatever issues that we bring forth to you, if you can't handle it, that you're going to sit in with your managers, your bosses, and give them perspectives from your team members because they're up here. Like they're not in the trenches with your team members every single day. So they're calling shots up above, but they're not here. You are. So whenever there is like you're our advocate and you have a balance, or you've created that balance, then you can also create the connection between your team members and your managers, because you advocated on behalf of your team members. Fifth language is consideration. Be considerate of one another's management. Not every one of your team members call in on some funny stuff. Like, there are emergencies that goes on in the family, so whenever we have to choose between a job and the family, man, that really puts us in a bad space. It really makes us very uncomfortable, and now we really starting to resent coming to work, right? And also, as I said before, employees, be considerate of management, what they have to go through trying to find someone to replace you, because you just up and decide you want to call off because you kicked it too hard last night. Now you ain't feeling it. Like, no, we have to be considerate of one another's. And employees, like, when we have to carry each other workload because one is slacking, one not really feeling it, one not really wanting to do it, one is Cadillacing and just walking around talking, not doing their job, man, it makes it hard on everybody. So once we start to implement, exercise, and practice these languages amongst one another, we'll be able to really maintain a healthy relationship within a workplace. But it takes all of us. Let's do it together. Again, be mindful of your language and also be considerate of your actions. Let's go.